You've seen them, the person who never answers immediately, the leader who doesn't show up to every meeting, the friend who's somehow harder to reach. And yet, everyone wants their time, their attention, their presence. Why? Because they understand something most people never learn. Scarcity creates value, and Machiavelli knew this 500 years ago. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The more available you are, the less people respect you. Not because they're cruel, but because of how the human brain is wired. We don't treasure what we can always have. We chase what feels just out of reach. Think about it. The text that gets ignored, it's from the person who always responds. The invitation that gets declined, it's from the friend who always says yes. Your availability isn't generosity, it's your greatest liability. And the most powerful people in history understood this instinctively. Niccolò Machiavelli, diplomat, philosopher, master strategist, exiled, tortured, betrayed by the very system he served. But from his isolation, he wrote The Prince, a book that would influence kings, presidents, and power players for centuries. And buried in its pages is a strategy so potent, it separates those who seek power from those who hold it. He called it strategic scarcity, the art of becoming rare, of turning yourself into something expensive, not through arrogance, but through precision. Today, this strategy is more relevant than ever, because in a world drowning in noise, attention is the new currency, and those who control their presence, they control the game. So the question isn't whether you should use this strategy, it's whether you can afford not to. Let's start with why most people fail. They think availability equals kindness. That being always there makes them valuable. But here's what actually happens. You reply instantly to every message. You attend every event. You say yes to every request. And slowly, people stop appreciating it. Not because they're ungrateful, but because abundance kills desire. Machiavelli observed this in the Italian courts. Princes who made themselves too accessible, they lost respect. Advisors who were always present, they became invisible. But the ones who showed up strategically, they became indispensable. Think about luxury brands. Hermes doesn't make a Birkin bag for everyone who wants one. They make you wait, sometimes years. And what happens? The demand skyrockets. The price climbs. The mystique deepens. Now apply this to yourself, your time, your energy, your presence. When you're always available, you're not a luxury item, you're a discount, and people treat you accordingly. The painful part? You've probably experienced this. The person you always help, they stop saying thank you. The friend you always prioritize, they stop prioritizing you back. It's not personal, it's psychological. Human beings are wired to value scarcity, and Machiavelli knew that power doesn't come from how much you give. It comes from how carefully you ration what you give. So how do you actually apply this? Machiavelli didn't write a how-to manual, but if you study his work closely, 3 laws emerge. Law 1, presence must be earned, not given. The powerful don't show up everywhere. They show up where it matters. Steve Jobs didn't attend every Apple meeting, but when he walked into a room, the energy shifted. Why? Because his presence had weight. Most people dilute their impact by being everywhere. You attend meetings that don't need you. You respond to messages that don't deserve your energy. You say yes to invitations out of guilt, and your presence becomes ordinary. But when you reserve your time, when people have to earn your attention, your arrival becomes an event. Law 2, silence is more powerful than words. Machiavelli understood that the less you say, the more people listen when you do speak. Powerful people don't explain themselves constantly. They don't over-justify. They don't chase conversations. They let silence do the work. Think about negotiations. The person who speaks first usually loses. The person who's comfortable with the pause, they control the room. Stop filling every gap. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't deserve an explanation. Let your absence create curiosity. Let your silence build anticipation. Because the moment you over-explain, you give away your power. Law 3, predictability is the enemy of respect. If people can predict you, they can control you. Machiavelli warned princes about becoming too routine, too scheduled, too knowable. Because once people figure out your pattern, you lose your edge. This doesn't mean being chaotic. It means being unpredictable in your availability. Don't always respond at the same time. Don't always say yes. Don't always show up. Keep people guessing, not to manipulate, but to maintain mystery. Because mystery creates respect, and respect creates power. Let's get practical. How do you actually implement this starting today? Step 1. Audit your availability. Look at your calendar, your messages, your commitments. Ask yourself, where am I showing up out of obligation instead of intention? Who am I prioritizing that doesn't prioritize me back? What am I saying yes to that drains me? Write it down, then cut 30% of it immediately. No guilt, no explanation, just boundaries. Step 2. Create strategic delay. Stop responding instantly. Even if you've read the message, even if you know the answer, let time pass. Not to play games, but to reclaim your rhythm. Powerful people operate on their timeline, not everyone else's. Step 3. Make your yes rare. When someone asks for your time, pause. Don't autopilot into yes. Ask yourself, does this align with my priorities? Will this relationship reciprocate? Is this urgent or just convenient for them? If the answer is no, decline, politely, firmly, and without over-explaining. Because every time you say yes to something that doesn't matter, you say no to something that does. Step 4. Let people come to you. Stop chasing. Stop initiating constantly. Stop being the one who always reaches out first. Pull back and watch what happens. Some people will disappear. Good. They were never really there. But others, they'll show up. They'll reach out. They'll prove their value. And those are your people. There will come a moment, a turning point, when someone who used to reach out constantly stops. When a meeting you used to attend happens without you. When a group chat you used to dominate goes quiet. And in that moment, you'll feel it. The urge to rush back in, to explain, to make yourself available again. Don't. That discomfort, it's not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's proof you're doing something right. You're breaking the old pattern. And patterns don't die quietly. But here's what happens on the other side. Clarity, respect, space. The right people show up. The right opportunities appear. And you realize you were never meant to be everywhere. You were meant to be selective. Machiavelli didn't write The Prince for everyone. He wrote it for those willing to play the long game. And that's what this is. A long game where scarcity compounds into legacy. So here's your choice. Keep being available to everyone. Keep saying yes to everything. Keep wondering why your presence doesn't carry weight. Or start becoming rare. Start treating your time like the luxury it is. Start letting people earn you. Not through tests or games, but through mutual respect. Machiavelli's strategy isn't ancient history. It's a blueprint for modern power. And it starts with one decision. To stop being abundant and start being expensive. Your time is limited. Your energy is precious. Your presence is powerful. Stop giving it away for free. Because the moment you become rare, you become unforgettable. And that's the beginning of everything. The powerful don't explain their absence. They let their presence speak for itself. So disappear a little, pull back, and watch who shows up. That's where your power lives.